What's going on, guys? So I was reading an article by Nintendo Life where they were talking about the whole fucking uh, Trump video game violence bullshit, and somebody came out and said that you should be ashamed of yourself for the games, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, you should probably not fucking say anything, being that it doesn't take a genius to edit a video to only depict what they want it to. That's what gets me is you have intent here. This is what's set up. You have intent to harm a form of entertainment. And in order for you to do that, you are willing to go and only grab the negative parts, because your intent here is basically the same as with the prohibition of alcohol or the prohibition of marijuana or the prohibition of anything. Your intent is to only use the negative to get what you want. Okay? Think about that. That is what's going on here. When they put together a little, whatever the fuck they called that, of video game violence, and all they nabbed were the excessively violent parts from streamers on YouTube or Twitch or wherever. They did that with the intent to push their personal agendas. And that's fucking wrong. That's wrong, and you know it. We all know games are violent. But let me drop a little bit of knowledge on your dumbass, Presidente. This box right here. You see this little fucking symbol right there? It's a letter T. Alright, if we go to the back, that same letter T right there has a list of reasons why that letter T is there. It also stands for teen. Alright? Now this box doesn't have that on there because it's reversed. But if I reverse that motherfucker, look what happens. Alright? We have a rating. This is the other side. This is the one side I keep out, and this is the side that I don't. But there's the rating, and there's the reason for the rating. Alright? Mr. Presidente. Or as I call you, dumbass. There's a rating system in play. Alright? There is a rating system in play. You know who's at fault for the rating system not working? Parents. Parents are to blame. If you are a parent and you take little Timmy or little Erica or a little Jimmy or fucking little Nicole to the game store and she brings up a copy of Killzone, and you don't take the 10 seconds to look in the corner here and see the rating on this son of a bitch, you're a bad parent. I said it. And I don't care what you think. You're a bad fucking parent. Because it's in clear sight. You want to know the fucked up part? Even if you go to GameStop. Let's see if I can find my fucked up case here, because I have like 2 of them. That's not it. That's not it. Here it is. This game came from GameStop. Check out where they put their stickers. Right there. The rating is right here. Sticker, rating. Sticker, rating. So you can still fucking see the rating. There's no reason for you to ever say, well, I didn't know it was rated mature. I didn't know it had violence in it. Here's what happens, and I've seen it so many times. Little Timmy's mom has her nose in the phone. Little Jimmy's dad has his nose in the phone. And they don't care what their kids hand them. They just look at it and go, I don't know shit about this, and they walk it up to the front And the guy at the front even asked them, I've heard this question several times, is it okay that this game is rated M for mature? Is that alright with you? Is it okay? Because it is rated M for mature, says the guy behind the counter. And the parent, while on their phone, yeah, we don't care. That's on the parent, Mr. Presidente. Mr. Dumbass Orange Hot Cheeto French Fry motherfucking from Checkered looking motherfucker. That's on the parent. It's not on anybody else. It's not on the game developers because they did their fucking job. That's not on the content in the game. Just like it's not on the fucking people who make the music. There is a fucking parental advisory sticker on that CD before you buy it. And when you scan it at a fucking Target, the fucking CSR people come over to you if you're doing self-scan and actually have to look at your ID. No matter how old you look, they look at your ID. So, it's not the content of the music, the movies, or the games. It's the lack of parents' ability to pull their nose out of their fucking phone when they walk into a place that's for their kids. Or, you know, the 10 minutes they go into a place that's designed for their kids' amusement, you know. Oh, we're going to the game store to buy little Timmy a game for his birthday. Now, I'm not saying all parents are bad like that. I've seen a few of them where they drag their kids over to the Nintendo section because they know Nintendo has games rated E for everybody. And they tell their children, hey, you can buy the Mario game, or you can buy the Mario Kart game, or you can buy the Mario Party game. And they're very, they're very strict when it comes to shit like that. I've seen that. I've seen the kid run over and be like, no, I want the Grand Theft Auto. And the parents say, well, you're not getting it. I've seen that. But to blame an entire entertainment genre for something that you, sir, just can't figure out is bullshit. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and do it because I've seen it several times. I unfortunately live in the real world. You, sir, make too much money for the real world to even matter. I don't blame movies for being movies. That would be like blaming the air for being air. Do you realize that the movies are based off of a script? You need to blame the writers, not the fucking movies. And actors actually have power to change the fucking script. They've done it before. So, if you're mad, and we know your hot Cheeto ass is, use your brain power. We know that little peanut brain barely works, but use your brain and go, there's a rating system here. A child cannot walk into a store and buy these games by themselves. It's not possible. It's really not. GameStop refuses. I've seen GameStop refuse to sell several times. And same thing at Walmart, same thing at Target. They will refuse to sell. I've never been to Best Buy to see them refuse to sell. I've only been there to pick up Amiibos. I've never bought anything from them outside that, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they'll refuse to sell. But the one time I bought Attack on Titan, they did ask to see my ID. But aside from that, I don't think they would sell. But the argument there is solid. If you intend to hurt something, it's not that hard to find damning evidence to actually hurt it. But what you are doing is fucking wrong. 100% wrong. We're going to take images from video games of violence. And we're only going to use that. What? Bitch, you might as well say movies are too violent. And then go find every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie under the sun where he's holding a gun. And post up photos of every angle he's holding that gun. Just do that too. And blame the movies. because it wouldn't take much effort. You're doing the laziest fucking thing you can do. And it's the most bullshit move I've ever seen in my life. When kids can't do this, they can't go, let me buy Grand Theft Auto 5, Mr. Man behind the counter, and the guy behind the counter will not sell it to him. If he wants to keep his job, if he doesn't, then he'll sell it to him and lose his job. Meanwhile, he'll have to pay a fine too, because the stores will catch a fine. They get in trouble. And believe me, that guy will end up paying that. That's like when kids go in and try to buy cigarettes. It doesn't work in their favor. Okay, you got to be smarter than that. I know you look like a flaming hot Cheeto and like a French fry from fucking Checkers, but damn, you got to have an IQ higher than a blade of grass. Come on now. Fuck. Some of the shit you do just pisses me off, because it's like, how damn dumb are you? And I know people like you, and it astonishes me every time I see that. I don't know how people like you after shit like that. I'm like, he made what the fuck they call that? Montage of violence in video games. Shit, I can make a montage of violence in movies and violence in CDs. All I gotta do is point and drag the bar over to the end of that point and then paste it onto the other side of it. It's not that hard. I took video editing in high school. It's really not that hard, and I can do that on my phone. It's really not that fucking difficult. But if you're only going to be doing damning evidence against a medium, then you're doing something wrong, because you're pushing your own personal agenda to try to basically scapegoat an overall problem. Because this one actually starts in the homes. I hate to say that, but it's true. If little Jimmy's mom or little Erica's mom or dad paid them any mind while they were in GameStop, even if the parents don't like that store, this shit might not happen in those stores. Because I've had to stand up for countless fucking people behind the counters when the parents are losing their fucking shit. I've had to, and I know plenty of people have had to as well. Because it's not right that those parents go in there and yell at these people behind the counter after those people honestly sit there and go, are you okay with this? And look them dead in the eye and say, I wouldn't let my own kids play this. Meanwhile, they're too busy on their little telephones. Yeah, I'll be there, and it's fine. We'll be there in like 15 minutes. We're leaving GameStop now. Too busy to pay attention to something that's 15 seconds. That's how busy you are. See what I'm saying? So I'm not on board with the whole, we're gonna use every excuse we can to blame this on video games or movies or music, because the way they're going about it is the most lazy and fucked up way they can go about it. And if you have a brain in your skull, violence has been part of society since society became a thing. Alright? Just look up the Roman Empire, look up the Roman times, look up gladiators. This is fake. Video games, movies, music is all forms of entertainment. It's not real. It's all there for your amusement. That times, in those days, it was in your face, and people were really getting killed every single day. They were dying for our very own amusement back in those days. And that used to be a thing. And you're not going to solve violence in anything while we're still at war, technically. You want to solve violence, bitch? End the fucking war. That could be a real good start. I'm just saying. Maybe end the war and then try to work on the real issues instead of using some bullshit that you just thought would be a good idea because some dumbass said, this is how this works. And instead of you going, that doesn't sound right, you want to run with it. There's a reason why I don't really ever vote, and it's mainly because everybody who runs is a fucking full-fledged moron. And this proves my point. Movies are not to blame for the violence in movies. That would be the fucking writers. The actors can have a say in it, and they have had a say in it plenty of fucking times. If you go look at the movies, you can find actors disputing, and the reason they don't get the role, or the reason they change the movie is because the actor had a problem with it. That happens all the fucking time. Same thing with video games. Video games have a script, they have a director, they have all these things in video games. Same thing as movies. Music have same thing. Writers, they have a performer, they have everything. They just don't have a, I don't think they have a director because it's not like a movie or a video game. So, I mean, you have a writer who writes the music, you have a performer who sings the music. It's all entertainment. Calm your shit. But I just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, I read that article from Nintendo Life. If I can find it, I'll post it down in the description. You can go read it. And the people who said you should be ashamed, you really need to go fucking read a book. And there's violence in books. And guess what? They write that shit in there. So I don't want to fucking hear it. There's violence in comic books. And still, it's everywhere. Like I said, we can go all the way back to the Roman era where we used to watch people literally kill each other in front of our faces. And what did we do? We cheered for that shit. You see what I'm saying? Wrestling has been around forever, and all due respect, it's a violent sport. Football is violent. Fuck, you're tackling each other, and it's documented that people get concussions, broken arms, legs. Hockey's violent as fuck. I don't see you banning none of them or talking about them. Oh, because they don't have guns. It's still, violence is, there's not a line for violence. There's not a line for that. I'm just saying what a lot of people should be thinking. There's not a line for what is and what isn't acceptable for violence. Violence is violence. And either way you slice it, it's just violence. And I don't see we're gonna actually do anything. You dig what I'm saying? Same thing with fighting. It's still violent. If you're hitting somebody, it's considered violence against a person. You think about it. When you go and you hit somebody and you knock them clear the fuck out and you get arrested, they call it assault and battery. See what I'm saying? So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now because I've been talking about it for a minute. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.